G'day everybody, what's up? Lodbrock Dota here. This video we're going to be looking at Bounty Hunter laning stage. We're going to be looking in this game at just one safe lane that we're going to support. We're gonna go a little longer in the game time, up to about 15 minutes, just so that we can see the ramifications and the consequences of the lane, see how it goes, and then see what happens because of it. So the game we're looking at is just here. I'll show you the match ID right here. And here's the players. So it's a pretty decent match. When you're queuing at 2 a.m. When you're queuing at 4 a.m. in Australia, you get some pretty funky MMR distribution. But we've got some good players. We got a very good carry. While we're here, shout out to TCG Dota if you want to see some good Australian carry play. Check out that. But otherwise, we'll get straight into it and I'll show the lanes there. So this is 45 seconds before the horn, and I am scouting out the rune. So here we see that Zeus has a sentry ward as a mid player, and it's going to be an offlane bristleback as well as an offlane Rubik. Now, before we get to the skirmishing there, typically with the bristleback, there's a couple of things to be said about laning, about why supports will support some lanes and not other lanes. So with a bristleback, you want solid XP if you can, but against a tri lane like ours, it can be really hard to get that. So oftentimes you'll see support just sit behind him like this Rubik. Maybe a Warlock is a really good option for that kind of off laner. But that's compounded. They're really enabled to do this by a positive, really good matchup with this Monkey King, their Safelane Monkey King. That is a nice courier, just by the way. I don't know what set that is, but that is a really nice courier. Anyway, so that Safelane Monkey King has a really nice lane matchup against the Underlord, so they don't feel pressured to commit all their resources like I feel pressured to help out my Gyro Jakiro lane. It was 2 vs 2. This is heavily favoured for Bristleback. These guys don't really have the damage until they get much later levels. So that's why I've gone to go here. One final thing to be said about the mid lane, the other lane, it's a Zeus Tinker matchup. Where is Tinker? Zeus Tinker matchup. So Zeus is going to sit back and just kind of farm. Harder to gank than most. Tinker's got good kill potential, but it's a lane that's just going to trade, and I don't feel I have to be there. So this is without a doubt the lane that I'm going to be in as Bounty Hunter. And in games where I'm actually playing, I can speak to that thought process a lot better than I could speak to other people playing. So we go for a bit of a skirmish. I try some body blocks, but I overcommit, and I actually give up First Blood, which really should show you the threat of these guys. Quills plus Rubik, plus a little bit from Zeus. When Zeus is level 6, he could do the same thing. So this is a pattern that can repeat. Anyway, so we don't see this, but Rubik places a ward here. This is the lane. This is the area where he wants vision, right? They're going to be sitting here, looking to hit creeps, and they don't want to be ganked from the side. You can't do much about the trees, but from this side, really, they want vision on Jakiro more than anything. So I'm running straight back, not TPing out, just running straight back. And I'll bring up the last hits and denies here, and you can see how hard it is for Gyro, a hero with very little base damage. Lycan is not really threatened, his CS isn't threatened, but a Gyro is. So straight in onto the weak laner here, or onto the vulnerable one, which is the Rubik. We can't straight up kill them with creeps like this. We can't straight up kill them, so it's a bit of attrition. Don't be too ambitious. So we saw, because of my scouting and because of the engagement, we saw the Rubik had a ward, and we've just guessed this. We've somewhere here, this is the relevant part, so even if we're wrong, we've taken the relevant part of the lane out of the equation. So I'm going to replay this because I was just talking. Anyway, so this right here, what you're seeing here, is the benefit of taking this ward out, getting vision superiority. So Jakiro actually gets seen there, but they haven't seen me come in. So Rubik knows Shakiro's wrapping around, but they don't see me, so I could be anywhere. You can see the discord that we created. Bristleback doesn't think we can kill him, level 2. And he's right. He's right. But it opens up a little bit of an opportunity. So another trade. Our carry trades again. And we're just whittling them down. Then again, same thing happens, but Rubik doesn't... Well, no, he does back. Exactly the same thing happens. Exactly the same thing happens. But we go on the Bristleback. And now, after we whittle them down, now we can take him. Now we can actually get the kill. But you see how much damage he does. You see how much damage he does with 4 cool spray stacks. So, there's a lot of patience in this. In and out with Bounty Hunter. With the Bounty Hunter, just you've got to play around your Shadow Walk timing to go in and out and in and out. So 2 minutes come up. Try to get the runes. It's obviously the good thing. It's a really nice timing with killing these guys before rune came up. We've also got a ward top lane, so that's helpful, so that I don't waste my time going over to this room. Just go back 10. So where am I? So I've got vision on the Rubik. He's way out. So this means we can go get some more chip damage. All about the chip damage. And now Bristleback is going on the gyro, and now 2 supports can go on the other support. So our targeting from the Radiant team is actually really good. Choosing to go on who at the right time, really good. Bit of kiting, bit of everything. So now it's 3 minutes, constant fighting. Check out the CS score, 7-4, 7-4, completely even. However, there's a bit of a net worth lead now. Just a small net worth lead. Most importantly, we're getting the levels, and we're keeping the Bristleback down in levels. So Gyro's 3 and a bit compared to just 2. And I can't see the Rubiks for some reason. Oh, because he's got extra slots. And I'm 2.5. So this lane, there's nothing else really for me to be doing other than being in position and ready to go. Waiting for Jakiro to TP back. You can see Rubik actually, I'll take it back, Rubik actually got a sentry and placed it well behind there. I'm not sure why he did that. Why he placed it so far back. I want to go back and show. I was talking about other stuff while this happened, because I've seen him do that. I saw him TP in with the sentry, and now that I know I placed it right, this is just about being in position. If he put that sentry down here, and if it's a different scenario, I might not have seen it. I might have walked in, got stunned, and died. So try to be proactive with your positioning and your vision game. That's a really helpful tip. For sure. So lane in a position, really good for them. There's very little aggressive potential, right? We can't go on them while they're there. So instead, I'm going to play for runes. 4 minutes exactly on it, and I'm getting this rune. Lane is still in a bit of a dodgy position. I know they've got a sentry there. I can't do anything, but I got really fortunate with the double damage rune. Really fortunate. And so Zeus steps up for the first time, and we're in the right place at the right time. And I level up. I wanna take it back, because a lot of other games I will actually level two points in Shadow Walk at level 3. But not this game. This game is all about fighting, and it's all about nuke damage. So this game, we level up Shuriken, and that results in a kill. The reason that you would level up 2 in Shadow Walk is to more reliably go for the career. But I'm not spending my time moving around behind towers here, or waiting for couriers. I'm actually fighting. So that means going for Shuriken. So after that, low health no matter, just to go back to base. So at this point, when I'm playing roaming, anytime I go back to base is a really good time to kind of take stock. So mid is good for us. I've asked top how is he actually doing. He says it's fine. Creep wave is in a good position for him. He's actually doing pretty good considering the matchup. So that means no issue. Go straight back down to bot. Continue fighting. I've got wards and sentry. And one point I want to make as well against the bristleback, we all got sticks at like the earliest opportunity. At like a minute and a half in, we all got sticks, which means we can take these kind of fights, right? And not sweat the damage. Jaro's got 14-6 right now. He's not scared. So again, look what Shuriken does here, right? Bam! So actually, the monkey TP's in from the safe lane. And it's really, really good for us. So they just don't respect the Jakiro damage in particular. Very few people do respect the Jakiro damage, honestly. But yeah. So we're just kiting out with the gyro, homing missile from fog, just kiting out really, really cool TP. And again, see as far as bounty hunter goes, see the nuke damage you get from leveling shuriken. It's the most common build, so I'm not telling most people anything new, but I just want to emphasize this is a situation when you absolutely want to build it. So yeah, absolute brawl, and when you're dominating the safe lane like this, it's still pretty even in CS, right? Still pretty even, but it's 7-1. That's why this safe laner has rotated, right? So when you put people under this kind of pressure, they're gonna make mistakes, and you just got to capitalize. So again, 6 minutes. Go and take the runes. As bounty, I'm doing really, really well with these runes. So much XP, man. It's probably the highest level bounty game I've had in quite a while. Almost there with the carry. So again, 2 heroes bot. No reason for me to go anywhere else, as long as we keep killing them, and we do. So at this point, at 5 minutes in, I've got a choice to make. Do I go Arcanes or do I go Earn? And it basically the answer basically comes down to, am I getting kills? Or am I participating in kills? And if the answer is yes, you go for Earn, because it's more effective at keeping keeping tempo, keeping everybody on map and keeping going. As well as more aggressive potential, right? It's 200 or 150 magic damage. Yeah, Arcanes is nice, but it's not quite the same. I think a lot of the times your position 5 will go Arcanes as well. So yeah, that's the safe lane 1. The Rubik hasn't come back. He's said, I've had enough feeding. We're not going to achieve anything more. Fair enough. So top lane, the line, you could argue, could have rotated in. And he doesn't. He's the lowest MMR player on his team. I think he's ancient compared to some of the divines. So maybe if he was a better player, he would have. But you could argue he also wants his levels as a line. He wants his levels. He wants level 6. So when he does rotate, he can guaranteed make an impact. And we'll see that a little bit later. Potentially. Anyway, so I've... go back just again. So we killed the bristleback alone, and he's decided he's going to go back to jungle. You see, cannot lane, he goes back to jungle. Level 4 at 8 minutes, lane 1. Now and only now are you going to see the gyrocopter actually build a CS lead. But I'll show you the net worth just to see. He's 3-1 versus 1-7. And most important, or most decisively, the Rubik has got absolutely nothing from this lane. So yeah. So now Gyro himself makes a rotation, and this is really, really good. Good timing. Gets a Zeus kill, secures the Tinker. I'm a bit later, so I don't impact, and I go back to base. So I'm a bit surplus to requirements here. Anyway, so what happens after this is the telling point. Lanes are traditionally over by like 10 minutes or so, right? And that to an extent is true and isn't true here. It's not over for us because we're going to keep playing the safe lane. We have created a lead here, and now we're going to push it. And for bounty, you can't really contribute to that. You can't really push yourself, right? What you can do is get items that facilitate pushing. So that's where Earn is really good. Gives you HP, right? You take 500 damage in a fight, and then you can come back. So Lion actually does get 6 and he rotates, but he doesn't have enough mana. Classic Lion, right? So he would have been able to kill carry, but he doesn't. So I'm gonna show you this fight. Oh my god, not this. Give me like 1 second to get rid of that. Alright, good. So they've gone on the gyro. Sticks up, really good. I'm going for the Lion here. Probably could have gone for the Rubik, but I'm going for the Lion. Because he's a squishy guy, he's a squishy target. Then with the Urn and Shuriken we can chase him down. However, Monkey TPs in again, so this is a 4 hero rotation, which is pretty huge. But we've got Azus here. Sorry, not Azus, we've got our Tinker here. Because he's got, you know, travels and Soul Ring at 10 minutes. Because we've helped win his lane against free farm Zeus. So yeah, there you see level 3 Shuriken. Really, really, really important for these skirmishes. This is what Bounty is good at, right? Bounty is good at nuking. This is a nuke ability. This is a nuke ability, right? First you add of Invia's extra damage, crit. And again, this is a nuke ability. So 3 of his abilities are nuke damage based, right? This is something he should be able to. Unfortunately, they don't scale that well. So only Janata scales, which is why it kind of falls off like that. And you'll see how I itemize to compensate for that. But anyway, going back to lanes, it's really important that I emphasize that we're staying in our point of strength as well, right? Underlord is also a hero that wants to push out lanes. Tinker's also a hero that wants to push out lanes. So in other circumstances you might see a 1 safe lane rotating out and going elsewhere, but that's not really what our team does. We're just playing around the heroes as much as anything. So as a safe lane here, we're going to push. Now I mentioned before Bounty Hunter doesn't push, and this is why Jakiro as a pairing with Bounty, as support pairing with Bounty Hunter is super effective, because it means not only can you dominate a lane, you can go and push that advantage, right? A carry is kind of interchangeable for the most part, but a support like Jakiro can be really, really valuable with Bounty Hunter. You know, just kind of compensates for your weaknesses. So at the moment we're just giving vision with wards, giving vision with me here, and just constantly pressuring this lane. So what we're doing is in combination with the rest of the heroes on the map, right? So Tinker's pushing in mid, and we're actually going to get this tower, because Zeus is under a lot of pressure. And Monkey is having to defend top as well, because of the Underlord pushing out the waves, and the Tinker now threatening to push out the waves. So right now, the Dire is getting pressured in all areas, and they can't actually, because we've got good control here, every time they run at us, we can just back. And that's what we should do. We're not actually trying to go for the throat. We're just, like in the first 2 minutes of lane, right? Like in the first 2 minutes, we're just starting off with jabs, right? We're just pressuring. A little bit of attrition before you strike the killer blow. Yeah, and that's what a lot of these tracks are. So, just harass, nuke damage. You know, the tower's slowly going down. Now we've drawn out the Zeus here, and that's really good. So the moment we see the Zeus, we can just chill. And that's really bad for the enemy team. When they commit 4 heroes in one lane, and they're still stuck behind the tower. That's really bad. And the Monkey recognizes this. The Monkey says, if we commit four heroes here, we have to commit 5. Like, we have to commit everything and get something out of that. You can't commit 4 heroes to a lost lane. That's just suicide. So, that's why having vision in the area, where the enemy can wrap around on you, is really important. So we see the Monkey come in, otherwise, you know, he might be able to jump on us. And we are able to defend. You know, we get the stun, but we don't go on it because there's 4 heroes here, and we only have 3. Well, there's 5 heroes here, we only have 3. But look at that, right? Completely rebuffed. Now the mid lane is pushing in. Now the top lane is pushing in. So we're getting a lot out of it. Ooh, I'll replay this because this is a really cool engagement. So all the while, I'm tracking. Every time I track as Bounty Hunter in this situation, you love this situation as Bounty Hunter. Because you're in constant proximity to the enemy team, right? Which means you can constantly get tracks off. And the more tracks you have, the harder it is for the enemy team to go and do something else. Because you're watching them, you've got complete vision on them. So Gyro goes back, we track up the enemy, and again they can't go, or they struggle to chase us down because of the track speed. Ooh, I wanna show you this here particularly. So right now, oh fuck, I've bugged out. It's not showing track anymore. I'm gonna pause 1 second. We're gonna come back. Alright, we're back. So what we're looking at here is the track vision, right? 3 heroes tracked out of 5 right now. Bristleback is chasing us down. I'm getting out of immediate danger and tracking him up now. Now take a look at this. Using Shuriken onto this creep. It's gonna be worth it, trust me. Using Shuriken onto this creep now, because I don't want to get, I'm so low health, I don't want to get involved. This creep bounces onto this Bristleback, onto this Lion, onto this Zeus, and onto this Monkey. It is like the dream Shuriken, boys. The dream Shuriken. You know, this is, Tinker is a super good pairing with Bounty for all this, you know. Not only do you get to do the track, you know, rocket shenanigans, it's just really good for the mass damage, right? Really good for just AoE damage. So yeah, look, that's pretty game winning right there. At this point, we're in complete control. That's really all the key points that I really wanted to show. That's the laning stage and function for when you're supporting a safe lane. These are the conditions when it's really good to support your safe lane, when both they need you and the enemy team is where both your lane needs you and you don't have to be aware of anything else. Is really the Goldilocks zone, right? It sounds obvious, but sometimes the obvious needs to be said. That's true. Yeah. So at this point, we're going for the next tower. I just want to make sure they don't have vision like they have here. But ideally, I'd like to ward there, but I can't. I can't walk up like that because they've got a Zeus bolting the area, and I could just get, you know, stunned and fingered and telekinesis. So I just chill. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this game to show how we close it out, because again, you see how much trouble we also have with pushing into them against their mass AoE damage, magic damage. But look at that there. For now, I'm going to close this video with this little engagement here. A track onto a Shuriken and the rocket spam. You are the saddest lion of all time right now. Boom. He didn't walk past this line. He did not walk past his tower. But this is, you know, these two heroes, Bounty Hunter, Tinker. It's pretty filthy, boys. It's pretty filthy. Again though, both these heroes do not hit buildings. So, to emphasize just one more time, it is super important that you get a hero like Jakiro. Or if it's not a support like Jakiro, you get a hero that can hit buildings, you know. Gyrocopter struggles with that this game, so we go into like Glimmer Capes and Force Staffs and Pipes and BKBs. But yeah, so that's everything that I want to show you. Try to keep it as concise as possible. Here's the graph, just to give you a bit more of an idea. It's a slow game of attrition the whole way. Fighting for every inch. Trench warfare, boys. Yeah. So you can see, the carry. It's really the first 5 minutes that my thing is blocking, so I'll just take that down. There we go. So, here's the bristleback. Starts off well, doesn't get the ball rolling though. Rubik doesn't get rolling at all. One thing that I didn't mention, the last thing that I want to mention, and I mean that now, is track gold. When you're trading at all with bounty, any kill trade that you have is not equal. It's not equal at all because of track. So the track gold that you get, or the track gold that your allies get, is pretty negligible all up, and let's see, like 3 or 4 allies at once, then it's pretty good. But the track gold you get is kind of, it helps you win the support war a lot, and it helps you get your items. So, that means you can get that extra sentry to go for the next fight, and that means you can maybe have money for 4 stuff, or some other thing. So yeah, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed playing it, and I enjoyed commentating the replay. Hope you learned something. If you have any feedback or questions in the comments, let me know. Love to talk. Cheers for watching, guys. Till next time.